burn the image of a grunting caveman. He wasn't dumb. He was disciplined. No alarm clock. No 9 to 5. But every hour was scheduled by the land itself. So, what did cavemen actually do all day? Before the sun crests the horizon, bodies stir. No walls, no beds, just warmth, fur, and family. The cave is dim, but the air hums with life. The fire still breathes, barely, a faint glow in the ash, and an elder rises without a word, moving toward the embers like a priest to an altar. He doesn't make fire. He preserves it. That's the first law of survival. Because without flame, there is no day. The fire is coaxed with dried moss, twigs, and breath. Not too hard, or the embers scatter. Not too soft, or they fade. This is skill, not just survival skill, but cultural skill, passed down for generations. He remembers learning it, watching his own grandfather, hunched in the dark, coaxing flame like it was a living spirit. This flame is more than heat. It's light. It's safety. It's the beating heart of the camp. And it must never go out. A circle forms, no formal roles, just respect earned, not by force, not by title, but by memory, by wisdom, by survival. One speaks of fresh prints near the stream, deer, maybe. Another of ripening nuts in the valley, 2 days early. A third mentions wind shifting from the east. This isn't conversation, it's reconnaissance. Each word is a data point in a living map. There are no clocks, no schedules, but they know time like a shepherd knows his flock. By sun angle, bird song, scent in the wind. Plans emerge organically. Who hunts, who gathers, who teaches the children. Not orders, agreements, consensus built on lived experience. There is no arguing, no debate stage, only contribution and calibration. Even the youngest might speak if they've earned the right to be heard. It's governance without hierarchy, democracy without voting. A system older than writing, and somehow still more functional than most we know today. 3 move into the mist. No armor, just focus. No map, just memory. Each step is silent, rehearsed. Their breath clouds in the cold morning air, but their eyes are sharp. They don't chase blindly. They calculate. They read trails like prophets read signs. A bent reed, a single hoofprint pressed into damp soil, the angle of a broken branch, the faint scent of musk on the wind. This isn't brute strength. It's behavioral science. Wind, droppings, broken grass. They know which way the herd will turn before it does. They split wordlessly, hand signals, glances. One circles wide to drive. The other 2 take position near a choke point in the ravine. Every movement has purpose. One wrong move, no food tonight. And if they fail too often, the consequences grow heavier than hunger. But the spear lands, not by chance, not by luck. It's pattern recognition refined over lifetimes. A moment of impact shaped by generations of trial, error, and adaptation. A different team moves out. Baskets, digging sticks, plant wisdom. Their pace is steady, not rushed, not idle. A grandmother leads, her eyes scanning the ground like a scholar reading a sacred text. She names tubers by their leaf curl. She tests berries with practiced rituals, rubbed on the skin, touched to the lips, then the tongue. Each step of the way, younger ones watch. They don't take notes, they absorb. This isn't just harvesting, it's ecological memory in motion, a mental map of seasons, soil, and survival. They know where plants thrive after fire, where mushrooms bloom after storms, which roots store water in drought. Their hands are stained with soil and knowledge. They hum songs as they gather, songs that double as instruction manuals. The biodiversity they track by instinct, Modern botanists still need lab coats, satellite maps, and years of study. And even then, they're playing catch-up. They throw stones, wrestle, weave grass. But it's not play, it's training disguised as joy. One mimics a spear throw, adjusting for wind. Another repeats a bird call, perfectly imitating the sound of a thrush. A third traces tracks in the dirt, guessing species and direction. They play with bone fragments, sharpened sticks, and miniature baskets. Their toys are woven grass and scavenged bone, representing mothers, hunters, healers. Every motion rehearses life. Every game encodes knowledge. They fall, they bleed, they get up without scolding, because pain is a tutor too. By age 8, they know more about survival than most modern adults ever will. How to find water after a dry week. How to test bark for bitterness. How to stay still enough for animals to forget they're there. This is humanity's first classroom, open air, unstructured, and brutally effective. And no child here is left behind. The sun commands rest, not laziness, thermoregulatory wisdom. When heat peaks, effort stops. Not because they're weak, but because they're efficient. Shade is strategy. They eat, repair, talk. Dried meat, roasted roots, fresh greens from the morning's haul. There is no lunch break. There is replenishment. Hands are busy, but minds are open. Information is passed not in classrooms, but in stories. One shares a weather omen, clouds shaped like a running horse. Another explains a new way to shape flint with fewer strikes. Children listen without being told to. They know wisdom is as vital as water. The rhythm slows, but the learning deepens. This is where memory becomes method, where culture crystallizes, where an elder's quiet sentence can shape a generation's skill set. In this pause, the Paleolithic brain rests just enough to innovate again. A man sits by the fire with flint and hammerstone. Each strike is a calculus, angle, force, grain. One wrong hit, and the stone fractures uselessly. But he knows the rhythm, the feel, the fracture lines beneath the surface. He's not a caveman. He's an engineer without blueprints. An artisan with no manual, just muscle memory passed through generations. Tools don't just appear. They are earned, chiseled, refined. A child watches. He's not just watching. He's downloading a lifetime of precision. Every blink, every flinch, every pause is a lesson. No lectures, no grades, just full-body apprenticeship. The man doesn't explain what he's doing. He doesn't have to, because in this world, doing is the teaching. Beside him, bone needles, scrapers, and arrowheads pile up. These tools mean life. They'll clean hides, slice sinew, and when sharpened just right, they'll bring down tomorrow's meal. Craft here isn't optional, it's sacred. Hunters return, deer on a pole. Their shoulders ache, but their eyes gleam. Nothing wasted. Meat, marrow, hide, sinew. Even the bones will become tools. The group eats together. Even the weakest get fed. This isn't charity, it's infrastructural empathy. Because tomorrow, that child may be the one who saves us all. Today's mouth is tomorrow's hands. Every life here is an investment in the tribe. And no one survives alone. As firelight dances, stories rise. Not just entertainment, ritual. The flicker of flame becomes a spotlight. Faces glow, shadows move. Time slows. One voice begins, a tale of the first hunt, the great migration, the cave that swallowed a bear. Children lean in, elders nod along. It's not about accuracy, it's about essence. The story is a vessel. What it carries is survival. Modern neuroscience confirms shared narrative activates more brain regions than lecture. It bonds us, trains us, transforms information into emotion. They didn't know dopamine or mirror neurons. But they knew this. When a story is told well, it sticks. And when it sticks, it saves. They pass down myths, migrations, disasters, encrypted in metaphor. One tale warns of winter's trickery. Another encodes how to find water in stone. A child doesn't just listen. He inherits. Each tale is a tool. Each pause a lesson. Every silence sacred. This is how memory becomes immortality. The fire crackles. The tribe leans in. Tomorrow begins here. So what did cavemen do all day? They trained, protected, remembered, created, and contributed. No breaks, no burnout, no wasted potential. They lived fully because they had no choice but to. Every hour held weight. Every task had meaning. And maybe that's the wisdom we forgot. That purpose isn't found in comfort. It's found in contribution, in connection, in carrying the fire forward. If this story stirred something in you, some ancient echo, you're not alone. Honor that feeling. Share it. Subscribe to keep the spark alive. Because some fires are worth passing on.